Tonight, I'm opening files related to one thing: keeping money safe. Not in a vault, not behind a teller's glass, but in the digital wallets that carried me through experiments, payouts, and unexpected crashes. These are not theories. Not guesses. They're real stories, tested, lived, documented. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed to Profit with A and hit the notification bell. What you'll hear tonight could be the difference between losing it all and keeping what's yours. File Profit 501, the PayPal years. It was 2017. I was freelancing online with nothing but a second-hand laptop that sometimes froze mid-sentence. PayPal was the first wallet I trusted. At the time, it wasn't just an option, it was the only doorway into the global marketplace. Everyone said, if you don't have PayPal, you don't exist. And I believed them. My first job paid me $25. I remember the email, "You've got money." Those 3 words hit harder than any motivational speech. I rushed to link my bank account, fumbling with routing numbers I didn't fully understand. PayPal became the bridge between my hustle and my survival. But the cracks showed quickly. Transfer delays. Random holds. The dreaded phrase, "We've limited your account." I'd log in at 2 a.m. praying the money was still there. Customer support scripts didn't help. I felt like my income was trapped in a vault I didn't have the key to. Still, I kept using it, because every client wanted PayPal. Then came the moment I trusted it again. A $600 payment from a US client cleared instantly. No hold, no freeze. I remember refreshing over and over just to be sure. For that brief window, PayPal felt like a partner instead of a risk. The truth? PayPal taught me both sides of digital money, the rush of fast payments, and the fear of losing access overnight. I couldn't lean on it completely. But without PayPal, my freelancing career might never have started. At Hustle with Hive, we classify this as an entry gate. PayPal opened the door, but it also reminded me, don't build your house on rented land. But as the cracks widened, I needed a backup. That's when I opened my next file, one that promised stability over speed. File Profit 502, Skrill and the Quiet Alternative. By 2018, the PayPal stress had me searching for alternatives. I stumbled onto Skrill. It wasn't flashy, not mainstream. Most freelancers barely mentioned it. But it looked like a quiet refuge, less popular, yes, but maybe safer. My first Skrill payment was just $50. The interface looked dated, almost suspiciously plain. But the transfer arrived in my account within 2 days, no freezing, no endless questions. That silence felt like peace. Still, it wasn't perfect. Fees stacked quietly. Currency conversion chewed at my profits. Clients rarely had Skrill accounts, which meant convincing them to switch, or juggling multiple wallets at once. I kept wondering, was I diversifying or just complicating my life? The real win came 1 month when PayPal locked me out, again. I had bills due, deadlines looming. Skrill kept me afloat. A $300 payment came through at the right time. That single lifeline made me swear I'd never depend on one wallet again. In the end, Skrill wasn't the growth engine. It was the insurance policy. Quiet, reliable enough, though not perfect. Still, knowing I had another stream gave me confidence to keep hustling when PayPal failed me. We classify Skrill as a safety net. Not the strongest rope, but when the main line snaps, you'll be grateful it's there. By then, I had 2 wallets in play. But I knew I'd need more, because safety isn't about one backup, it's about layers. And the next file brought me face to face with the wallet that redefined what security looked like. File Profit 503, Payoneer and the first real payout. It was 2019. I had just landed my first project with an international client through a freelance marketplace. The payment method: mandatory Payoneer. At first, I hesitated, another wallet, another account to manage. But when you're trying to build momentum, hesitation costs more than fees. I signed up. The verification process was strict: passport scans, utility bills, even phone calls. It felt like I was applying for a job, not a wallet. A week later, my bright orange Payoneer debit card arrived in the mail. Thin plastic, but it carried the weight of possibility. The first challenge was the wait. Payments took days, sometimes longer, before clearing. And every dollar felt taxed: maintenance fees, withdrawal fees, currency conversion. It was death by 1,000 cuts. Still, I kept refreshing, because every freelancer in the forum said the same thing: once it clears, it's solid. I'll never forget standing at an ATM, sliding in that orange card, and hearing the machine hum. Then, cash in my hand, real money pulled from digital work I did across the world. That was the moment freelancing stopped being virtual. It became tangible. Payoneer wasn't the fastest, and it wasn't the cheapest. But it was global. It gave me a seat at the table with clients who didn't trust PayPal, and that opened doors. The fees were frustrating, but the access was priceless. At Hustle with Hive, we mark Payoneer as a gateway asset. Not perfect, not polished, but proof that your work in the cloud can turn into cash in your pocket. Still, I wanted more control, fewer fees, faster transfers. That search led me to a wallet that promised transparency above all else. File Profit 504, Wise, clarity in the chaos. By 2020, the world was shifting. Remote work exploded, payments came from everywhere, and fees started to sting harder than ever. That's when I discovered Wise. Back then, it was still called TransferWise. Their pitch was simple: no hidden fees, just real exchange rates. After years of mystery deductions, it sounded like freedom. My first test was small, a $100 transfer from a UK client. Normally, I'd expect to lose $5-10 in conversions and fees. With Wise, the transfer came through with only a fraction lost. For the first time, I saw the mid-market rate, the exact cut, and the exact delivery time. Transparency felt revolutionary. Of course, nothing's perfect. Wise wasn't accepted everywhere. Some platforms didn't list it as a payout option. And while it worked beautifully for direct client invoices, I still had to juggle PayPal and Payoneer on the side. It became another tool in my stack, not a total replacement. The breakthrough came when I opened a Wise multi-currency account. Suddenly, I could hold balances in dollars, euros, pounds, like a global citizen. A client in Germany sent euros, a client in the US sent dollars, and I didn't lose a cent in forced conversions. It was the first time I felt like I was playing at the same level as the big businesses. Wise wasn't about survival, it was about optimization. It gave me confidence to invoice internationally without second-guessing fees. It didn't replace the old wallets, but it reshaped how I thought about moving money. We classify Wise as a precision tool. It won't carry every hustle, but when efficiency matters, it sharpens the edge. By now, I had PayPal, Skrill, Payoneer, and Wise in rotation. But one final file remained, the riskiest, most unpredictable wallet of them all. A wallet that wasn't tied to banks, but to the blockchain. File Profit 505, the crypto experiment. It was late 2020. The world was buzzing about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a dozen coins I could barely pronounce. Everyone on YouTube was claiming, crypto is the future of money. I wasn't convinced, but curiosity pulled me in. I downloaded my first crypto wallet, simple interface, 12 recovery words, and a strange sense that I was stepping into uncharted territory. My first test was small, $200 worth of Ethereum. The process was nerve-wracking. Copying wallet addresses that looked like secret codes, double-checking every digit, fearing one wrong move would send money into the void. Then, the confirmation beep. My first crypto sat there, glowing on the screen, but untouchable in real life. The struggles came quickly. Fees that spiked unpredictably. Transactions stuck pending 4 hours. The constant paranoia of hacks, lost passwords, or misplaced recovery keys. Unlike PayPal or Wise, there was no customer support to call. If I lost it, it was gone. The freedom was powerful, but the responsibility was heavy. The turning point came during a platform outage. My traditional wallets were lagging, transfers delayed. But my crypto wallet, it worked. A client paid me in stablecoin, instantly, globally, no middleman. For the first time, I understood why people trusted it. It wasn't just hype, it was resilience. Crypto didn't replace my other wallets. The volatility made it risky. One week my balance rose by $100, the next week it dropped by $150. It wasn't safe storage, but it was undeniable proof that money could exist outside banks and systems. A glimpse into the possible future, not yet the reliable present. At Hustle with Hive, we classify crypto wallets as frontier tools. High risk, high reward, not for stability, but for vision. They're the reminder that money, like hustle, never stays still. And with that, 5 files were opened, each wallet a step, each one teaching me how fragile and powerful digital money can be. But the bigger lesson wasn't the wallets themselves, it was how I learned to protect, adapt, and diversify. And that's where the files come together. These 5 files tell one story. PayPal was the entry gate, the door that proved online money was real, even when the locks and freezes tested my patience. Skrill was the safety net, the quiet fallback that kept me afloat when the main line snapped. Payoneer became the gateway asset, the wallet that turned virtual work into real-world cash. Wise was the precision tool, transparent, sharp, and efficient when every dollar mattered. And crypto was the frontier tool, unpredictable, but a glimpse into the future of money itself. Together, they taught me something simple but vital: never depend on a single platform. Money isn't just about earning, it's about protecting what you've earned. Wallets fail. Fees drain. Systems crash. But diversification is what keeps your hustle alive. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start with the wallet you can access today. Start with the first $10, the first $50, the first transfer that proves it's real. That proof is the foundation. And once you have it, you can build, adapt, and protect. If you've tested your own wallets, or if you've survived the stress of account freezes and surprise fees, drop your story in the comments. I might feature it in a future Profit Log. Subscribe to Profit with A, hit the notification bell, and don't miss the next file we open, because the lessons we archive here may be the blueprint you need for your own hustle.